Yo, this is Nolan at Home of Picks, and I play on Legends. And if you think you know MMA, this is where you should be playing as well. Right now, they're offering a 50% deposit bonus on your first buy-in, and you can also play on their site completely free. The link is going to be down in the description.
A man making some headlines this past weekend, OKTAGON double champ, Will Fleury. Will, how we doing, man?
Yeah, good man. Life's good.
And like I said, man, big weekend last week. After the event, you get to meet your next opponent, Martin Buday, in the cage. So, how was that like initial face off? What were your first impressions?
Thought he might be a little bit taller. I know he's a huge man, and like, look, when I saw him in person, I was like, yep, he's huge. But he's not that much taller. There's only about an inch between us. So a little bit like, okay, I know I was fighting a big guy. He's a big guy, and now it like I went away. I watched a lot of his fights before. When I found out he got released from UFC, it seemed like the next step was going to be Octagon, and he definitely would want to fight, and I definitely want to fight him. So I've done a little bit of research on him, like seeing him in person. Then it's kind of like, oh yeah, I actually thought you might be a little bit bigger, but like he's huge. Like no two ways about it. The guy is fucking massive. Just I suppose I'd probably built him to be bigger in my mind than he was in person.
And was this like a surprise for you, or do you know this was coming? Because on TV, we just saw Buday come out and sign a contract in the back of his back.
No, they set me up really well. So for 2 months, I've been trying to get on to the guys about getting my next fight. I had hand surgery after my last fight, and it was a big enough surgery, but like the recovery time wasn't that long. So I had to get a bone graft put into my thumb. They had to like, fuck, how do I angle that now? They had to remove a load of the bottom of my thumb. Oh, there's the camera.
Ooh.
So they took out a load of bone here, and they took it from the radius. So there's like a load of pins in the hand now that there wasn't. But actually, the recovery time wasn't that long. It was only about 3 months. So I got the surgery in April. I've been training fully since like middle of July. And I was saying, look, guys, I'm going to be ready for September. They weren't putting me on any of the cards. They were giving a bunch of other light heavyweight guys a lot of airtime on those cards. And I was getting a little bit pissy because I was like, these are guys I could be fighting. These are guys I should be fighting. And they were refusing to fight. And they were getting like put onto other slots on the card because they were refusing to fight. That was very frustrating, man. And eventually, it took 2 months for them to really respond to anything I was saying. I was trying to get my manager to get in contact with them. I was trying to get John to get in contact with them. And then it was because I was going to Prague. They were like, look, we'll sit down, we'll meet you beforehand. So on Friday, I met them and I was like, okay, what's next? They were like, yeah, look, we're trying to sign Buday. PFL have made a big offer. Who knows where it goes? And at this point, I think they'd already signed him. So they were just fucking with me. But I was angry. I was really not happy with that whole situation. And I was like, so basically, yeah, fuck all. And it's been months now, and you've known that I'd be ready for months. And they were like, yeah, look, Will, we're trying. And I was pretty pissed. And I was like, well, fucking try harder. And then my friend Rafael Frederico, the guy I was cornering, he had just lost the fight. And Andre walked over and he was like, I'll just stay in the cage for a couple of questions. And I was a little bit like, you're hardly going to ask me about my friend losing the fight. Like, come on.
Yeah.
And then, he brings me over and he's like, so, Will, when is your next fight? I was like, I wish you'd fucking tell me. And then he just said, he was like, and what do you think about Martin Buday? And it clicked with me then. I was like, okay, they're here to announce the Buday fight. That's why we're here. So as soon as that happened, then they walked him out. I was fucking delighted. But like, yeah, they set me up pretty well in fairness to them.
Oh, that's
They
funny.
put a bit of effort into that one.
They threw it on you, no preparation. Said, "Hey, Will, here you go.
Man,
Here's
like, look,
Martin."
they know I'm the type of fucker. Like, I love that fight, genuinely. I think you could see on my face as soon as it happened. It was like, yeah, man, we're good to go. Like, as in, I'd said publicly as well. Like, I got asked by a couple of journalists when Buday got released, would you be up for that fight? And I was like, yeah, man, that's a legacy fight. That's a huge fight for me. This is me showing how fucking good I am. And fair fucks to Martin, he's given me the opportunity to go and show that. But without this fight, like, whoever I beat in light heavyweight, they'd be like, yeah, you're a lot better than those guys. It's fairly obvious. I've come in and wiped out the light heavyweight division. But with this, it's like, oh, here's a guy who's 7-1 in the UFC. So that's exactly what I need to go and show the level I'm at. Like,
And you said you've been researching, I guess, watching some of his fights. So, how do you feel like a fight between the two of you actually goes down?
So look, like he's obviously huge, and you can look like in a lot of his fights, it's kind of he overwhelms guys with the size.
Yeah.
And he's fairly fit and he managed like he's good at not taking massive damage. He manages to like absorb a lot of guys' best shots and kind of just roll with them and not take crazy damage. But then doesn't really do a massive amount offensively either. He just kind of does enough to win rounds a lot of the time. Not saying that he couldn't be dangerous. He's definitely a powerful lad. If you let him tee off and yeah, he's huge. You're not going to be there for too long. But like, I could see my movement. Like, watch my last few fights. I go for 25 minutes, no problem. Like, now my last fight, I was a bit fucking gassed at the end of it all, but like, look at the output in the first few rounds there. It's huge. I could definitely do that a lot more efficiently and maintain it for 25 minutes. So I think like kind of being a relentless, explosive, persistence hunter in this one, where it's like you're moving, you're tagging, you're moving, you're tagging, but you're like vicious with all of your intent in that, consistently stinging the guy, not letting him just march forward, pin you to the cage. Because if that type of fight happens, it benefits him massively. He can lie in on the cage there. He's got a 130 kilo frame. Just be nice and efficient, pepper you with shots. He's won the round. If he does that for 2 or 3 rounds, fuck, now you got to knock the guy out. He's going to be big enough and absorb enough to not get knocked out. So you can't let it be that sort of fight. You have to start at that pace of like consistently go at the guy, consistently tag him, and make it a fight that he needs to come back and win. And that's where the opportunity to knock him out can come. So look, I don't have a very definitive game plan in my mind right now. I'm watching a lot of them. I'm coming up with little movements, little techniques that I think will work well against a guy like him. But like, I don't see anything that I can't fuck up.
And do you look at his, UFC experience? Do you think that like carries over, or do you think that's left in the past and this is brand new?
It definitely carries over. Like, look, he's had those fights and he's fought high level guys consistently, and like he's done well in those fights. He hasn't murdered guys, but he's done a good job. He's definitely used to taking shots off high level fighters. He rolls really well. Like one thing he's really good at is not taking crazy damage. So like, yeah, 100% that applies. But at the same time, guy's never been in a 5 round fight. It's kind of him coming back into his home territory a little bit. So I feel like the pressure is more on him than it is on me. Like I'm just some crazy fucker who's gone out to fight, like and that's the way it was with Carlos. Like when the time I fought him in the O2 arena, so like I feel like it's easier for me to embrace that just as like some mad experience. Whereas for him, it is a more emotional thing. It is like this big homecoming. You do have to show, hey, I've been in UFC. I am at this level, and you've got some crazy motherfucker coming at you hard. So how are you going to deal with that? Like,
And you touched on this earlier, but a win over Buday, what does that do for your legacy specifically? Like, where does that put you?
yeah, I think look, like me coming to Octagon is all about like been all about just proving, yeah, I'm fucking one of the best fighters in the world. And so far, I know that what I've done hasn't shown that. Like, okay, I've come in, I've fucking destroyed the division so far. Like, now they've got Buday in, who's considered like, what was he, number 12 heavyweight in the world?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not even a heavyweight really. Like I'm a light heavy that's like now just fucking had the opportunity to go up and win the heavyweight belt, and now this came along. So it's like, okay, brilliant. Like I know I have the skill set to dismantle this guy, and going and doing that outside of your weight class against a huge heavyweight to show, yeah, fuck you, I'm this skilled a fighter. I've been putting this much effort in for this long because I can go up and beat guys that are way bigger than me because I have that skill set and I have that mentality and I'm willing to take on those challenges. And very, very few fucking people in the world are. So like, this is me showing, yeah, I'm fucking different. I'm a bit fucking special. Econs have never respected how good I've fucking been for the last couple of years. And like, there's a little bit of like, I know doors will be open after this, but I'm fucking 36 years old. I don't know how much of a real like I know that nobody in Octagon's going to want to fight me after I win this one. You know what I mean? So in a way, it was tough to get a fight before Buday came along. I like fair fucks to Martin. He's taking the fight, no problem. There's no bullshit with him. He's just, he's obviously a lot bigger, but it's like, okay, still, you can see that I have a skill set and it's not like the easiest fight for him. So I like, I know that it's not going to be easy to get fights, but now it's like, you've definitely opened up the door to legacy fights. If there is a guy like Gustafsson out there who wants to fight at light heavy or any of these other lads where like, I think every fight that I do after this, it's going to have to be huge. And that's what I want, man, because I've got 3 or 4 years left at this thing. I'm here to show that I'm fucking incredibly high level and that I have a mindset that very, very few people in this game have. And that I'm willing to embrace challenge and that I'm willing to, like, I'm here until somebody fucks me up, basically. And, like, I don't know who does right now. That's the place I'm at. I'm in a fucking special place. And I want to go and ride that wave for as long as possible, you know? And I'm like, I'm in a, yeah, I know that it'll take something really, really special to derail me at the moment. With the way I am mentally, with the way I am physically, it's like I can go and do incredible things. So let's go and do them.
And I'd like to ask champions this, especially champions of, Octagon, UFC, PFL, the biggest of the big. How do you feel like you would rank up against, we're talking about number 12, Buday, but how do you think you'd rank up against other promotions' champions, the top two, the top three? Like, where do you put yourself with the best light heavyweights and heavyweights in the entire world?
I would love to have the opportunity to find out. So,
Yeah.
like, I wanted the KSW champion, Rafael Hartiak. Like, the owner of KSW had come out and said, oh, all of our champions would smash all the Octagon champions. And I'm like, class, let's find out, please. Just give me that fucking opportunity because, like, I watch RTX fight and I'm not like, he's not a shit fighter, but I know I batter that guy. And they're all like, oh, you lost to the number 7 guy in KSW 5 years ago. It's like, okay, watch now. Like, I wasn't even a fucking light heavyweight back then. I was a middleweight who was taking a fight during COVID. Like, so, like, even how salty I still get about that, like, of like, you think I'm that level? Watch this. So I'd love to have the opportunity to fight champions from different promotions. I know from a business point of view that's never going to fucking happen though. So like, it's a little bit unfortunate that way, but yeah, it'd mean the world to me to go out and just get to show how good I am. And like, that's why I'm so happy about this. This is that opportunity. Like, oh, could you beat guys in UFC? Yes, not only could I beat guys in UFC, I can beat guys above my weight class in UFC. You know what I mean? Like, I can go up a division and smash guys because I have that skill set. Because I've been doing this for 15 fucking years, been putting it in consistently, been thinking, been looking at fights, been breaking shit down, and like constantly battering guys who are in the UFC outside of getting any in the gym, you don't get any fucking money for this, you don't get any fucking credit for it, but it's like that's still happening on a daily basis. So give me the chance to show that publicly. And finally now I feel like I'm getting the chance.
And the rumor is, or at least I've been seeing this, Octagon 77 in October might be what they're targeting for this fight. I looked into it. That one's in Slovakia. Buday is Slovak. What are your thoughts on, going to enemy territory to defend your belt? Does that piss you off, excite you? What are your thoughts?
It's the way it is. I'm an Irish guy fighting in a Central European promotion. So like look, I went to Prague to win the heavyweight belt or sorry, the light heavyweight belt off of Carlos. I went to Stuttgart to win the heavyweight belt off of Tolev, who's technically Bulgarian, but Stuttgart's his home city for the last 10 years. It's his home, like that's where he trains, that's where he lives. He stayed in his own house the night before the fight. Like that's the buzz of that. So no matter where I go now, it's gonna be me being the away fighter, even though I'm the champion. That's like I'm if they didn't get this fight sorted, they were gonna have me like try to fight Alex Poppeck in Munich, but that fucking little bitch won't even accept the fight. So I'd be going like no matter what, I'm gonna go to other guys' home cities and defend my titles against them. Is it fair? No, but is it the way it is? Yeah. So make the best of it. Go into those cities and smash them. And like, look, I feel very lucky in a way. I've gone to Prague. I smashed Carlos in Prague, and like a load of those people afterwards became my fans. So even when I'm in Prague now, it's great. Like I walk around that city, everyone wants a photo. It's fun. Like Octagon is really mainstream there. It's class, and like I'm really grateful for the fact that they've given me that platform. But ultimately, like they're looking to build Central European guys. Having an Irish guy being a double champion and possibly a triple champion is a problem, and they want Buday to come in and sort out that problem. That's the reality of this. You know, I'm a pain in their arse right now because like here's an Irish guy coming in and fucking taking up 2 belts. Buday, Slovakian, come on, sort him out, bud. You're huge. Let's go. It's like, okay, watch what's going to happen, lads.
I mean, like, if you keep this going, if you get a couple more Irish prospects, like, is there a chance Octagon ever does a show in Ireland, or is that not possible?
I wanted to believe it was possible. And look, a lot of why I was so determined to come in and make myself as big as possible within this was like to bring a show back to Ireland eventually, because there isn't that many platforms for young Irish fighters, and we really do have the level coming up. They're great. there are going to be a lot of great fighters out of Ireland in the next 10 years. They don't really have the platform to go and show themselves right now. Octagon is a great platform to go and do that from. The problem is they came to England, they didn't have a good time in England. They, lost a lot of money doing shows over there, and they're looking at the Irish market and they're saying like there isn't the appetite for MMA here right now. It's not exactly a mainstream sport. The mainstream media don't want to cover it. I'm double champ for 6 months. I haven't done an interview with an Irish MMA crowd even. Like nobody's wanted an interview with me back home. All the interviews I do are for like American,
It's
English,
crazy.
Slovak, Czech promotions. It's just the way it is. It's weird here right now. So yeah, I can understand their point of view on that. And like, if they can sell out 15,000 seater arenas on a weekly basis in Germany, well, yeah, people are going to pay 60 quid for a ticket. People like Paul Hughes came to Belfast. Unfortunately, that show didn't even sell out. And I don't even know how much the tickets were, but like, that guy's one of the best in the world. He's just gone and beat AJ McKee. He's gone and done really special things. I don't know. I would love to think that like I can do something special enough to get people behind it. But to be honest, it doesn't even seem like the infrastructure is there for that right now. Because like, look, I showed up for my first fight with Octagon with a broken hand that I broke off Sean Strickland. I then went, I smashed that guy. I went away, I got surgery. I had a really good knockout win in a massive stadium in Frankfurt. Then I went to fucking enemy territory against Carlos. Bet the fuck out of him for 5 rounds in this really dramatic fight. If you were going to write a story to like have the home fan base get behind you, it'd be this. Then I went off and won a second belt a couple of months later. Nobody gives a fuck in Ireland. That's the reality of it. It's just like, okay, that's sad, but that is the case. And it's like, okay, cool. I'll just keep going with what I'm doing.
Well, hey, that's why you go to Slovakia and you get some Slovakian fans. Am I right?
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, right, that door isn't open, but this door is. So just go in that door and smash it down, And in a way, you're nearly like, you're more proud of yourself having done that type of shit. Like, so like, I was just in Prague last weekend, obviously, and the buzz you get from the fans there,
Yeah.
and like, it's like these people aren't even, you know, they're not Irish. They're not your like people. They're not just supporting you because you're fucking from the same place they're from. They're supporting you in spite of the fact that you're Irish.
Yeah.
You know. And like a lot of them, like, they're passionate. They really give a shit. That's what I love about them. Like they're like, you're the fucking man in Octagon. You're the boss, like, and all this type of shit. And you're just like, yeah. They get me, like, so I feel very lucky that like, even though Ireland isn't the thing right now, or like it's not going to be mainstream, or it doesn't feel like it's ever going to get back to the place of being like the main sport here because of like it was 10 years ago. There was a massive
Yeah.
wave behind it, but like things have changed dramatically since then. So it like I hope someday it kind of rehabilitates its reputation in the country, or that even like people stop associating MMA as much with Connor, because that is the fact of it. Like the mainstream media now, they see MMA and they think Connor, and they're like, don't want nothing to do with that, unless it's a negative story. Like when I fucking tested positive for steroids, they all wanted to cover that. But like, once it's like guy wins belts, guy does thing, or like even like a load of the young lads, they've gone off and won world titles at amateur and done really well and done amazing stuff. Mainstream media don't want to do with
Crickets.
that.
Damn.
It's just like, in a way, I try to understand it and be like, okay, look, it's just where the country is at culturally at the moment.
Yeah.
But in another way, it's like we consider ourselves really good fans. We consider ourselves like really supportive people, and in a way, we are. Like you look at the support the rugby team get and the soccer team, and like you look at sport Conor got initially, and like the wave of people that were behind that, and like the amount of money people are willing to spend just to go out and support. But it's definitely not like that right now. And even like I don't know how that culture comes back with regard to MMA. Things have to change fairly significantly.
Well, I hope they do because I don't know if we've ever seen better MMA fans than the Irish fans when they're really
Yeah,
locked in. I
yeah,
mean,
yeah. No,
it's
and like
incredible.
that's the thing. Like culturally, like we like a drink and we don't mind spending a few quid. So like when, when it comes to it, like when the people get behind you and start supporting things, it is fucking incredible. And like I've been, I've fucking walked out and sold out Tree Arena a few times. The energy is amazing. Like the energy you get from Irish fans is fucking amazing. Like, Dana and all those lads have said it. It's like shit, they're an incredible crowd.
Yeah.
But right now, that's not quite there. No, please God it comes back. And like everything changes no matter how good or how bad. So I don't think this is a forever situation, but it doesn't look like it's changing soon.
And Will, I got one more question for you, and then I'll get you out of here, man. Because we know what's next for heavyweight, right? We got the Buday fight, but one, real quick, do you still plan on defending light heavyweight? And two, you mentioned Poppeck. He's the only freaking name left you got to fight. Is that really not happening? Does he not want that?
You not know. So, look, I thought myself and Voskron might fight. Frederick Voskron, this Neanderthal guy, he called me out. And I was like, cool, we can do it. Because I knew Popik was going to wait until Munich. So Munich is in November. It's the end of November. And I was like, look, I can fight Voskron in September. And I can fight Popik in Munich in November. I offered to do that. They didn't take me up on that. The promotion fought, like Voskron said, he wanted to do it. Um, I don't know if he actually did. Like, I think his management and all that are trying to keep him as far away from me as possible because he has a massive amount of hype behind the name right now. But I don't like. I felt Popik in person. We've sparred together years ago, long time ago. It was like 7, 8 years ago. So it's been a long time, but I think he remembers me, and he doesn't really want to do it deep down in his soul. So you can't force a guy into anything they don't want to do. He's German. He's got a German fan base anyway. Octagon are going huge in Germany at the moment. He's probably got people in his ear telling him it's a bad idea all around because best case scenario gets his ass whooped in like a semi-competitive fight. I don't know, man. I don't like the fact that I'm waiting and relying on people like that.
Yeah.
Or even if he signs that deal, I would love to have a good replacement there because I feel like when a man doesn't want it in his soul, there's going to be issues.
Yeah.
There's a
Right.
fight we pull out. There's some bullshit like that. So like, I would fight Popik, no problem. I'd love to fight him if he wanted to fight, but I really feel like deep down that guy doesn't want to fight. You can't force anyone into anything. Um, so hopefully someday that happens, or if not, I'll smash Voskron. I'll smash some other lads at light heavy. Whoever's coming up. Right now, there isn't like Popik would be the guy who's standing out, but like, sure, the guy doesn't fucking want it. Like, so as soon as there's like a legit contender there, yeah, don't worry, I'll be back defending that light heavyweight belt too. You know, and like the plan ultimately is defend the heavyweight, defend the light heavy, go down the middle, smash Murdoch, win the triple champ, and be the first ever guy to do that. So
That's crazy.
that I'm like, look, I get that that's not just like dump, you go and do it. That's a lot of fucking effort and energy. I'm not like dismissing how difficult that's going to be to do, but like I'm here to do special shit and I'm in a special place right now. And I know that I can go and do things people don't expect from me.
I mean, when the fans hear that, it's going to make headlines, man. That's some exciting stuff. And Will, speaking of the fans, anything you want to say to everybody before I get you out of here?
Just thanks a million for supporting me and like, look, watch. Like, as in, I'm going out there to do incredible shit. So like go back, look what I've done over the last year and a half. And, even before that in my career, like, have a look. If you like what this guy is, yeah, get behind it. And like, I'm here to keep doing that shit for as long as I can until somebody comes along and fucks me. So like, right now I'm the man, and until somebody fucks me, I'm gonna stay being the man.
The man, Will Fleury, double champ, maybe triple champ soon, and hopefully,
Yeah,
most of all, some Buday fight news coming soon. Will,
yeah.
thank you so much. Best of luck,
Thanks,
best
man.
of skill. Kick ass,
Appreciate
bro.
it. Thanks for the time.